Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be on episode 2 of Clash of Clans. You'll see I'm still Town Hall 2. We're really getting close to maxing out this base. We have just a few walls left and just the defenses, I believe. And a couple more barracks levels. We'll get started on those. You'll notice we got attacked. I'm not really going to watch this whole thing, but you could say we got kind of clapped. We did have so much loot from the collectors, and I can see why somebody would want to attack our base. He did steal a lot of it. I believe he didn't get to my storages though, which was a good thing. He only stole about half of it. Less than that, actually. Well, we have a loot cart with some loot in it, but today my goal is primarily to get the clan castle finished off. Okay, so you do see we have one single wall left and a ton of elixir that cannot be spent right now. We're gonna go find a match. We try to revenge this guy, but he has an active shield, so it takes a long time to look for a base. And my trophies are so high that it's Town Hall 3s most of the time, but here we found a base. Oh, maybe not. Okay, here I found a base, and I went with one giant, and that obviously didn't work out so well, because it only tanks for, like 10 seconds, as the giant's health is actually pretty bad. So we're going to have to use more giants. I didn't stick to the Barch strategy, which I do kind of regret. I did go back to this later on, but using Barch, but Barch is probably the best strategy for this stage. One thing I also should try doing more is sticking to attacking Town Hall 2s, because Town Hall 3s, a lot of them have mortar, and mortars just, if it's hard to get to, then it's an impossible base to beat. We did 3-star that base, and we got quite a bit of gold, just enough to upgrade that last wall. You'll see I moved on to using 2 giants instead of the 1. Upgrading the cannons now, because we have everything maxed. You'll see I came back, and I found a base right away with 1,700 gold. Full on elixir still, because I cannot upgrade 2 barracks at once or I will not be able to train any troops. We did manage to 3-star this base, I believe, but it's a Town Hall 2, so pretty easy. Once we get later on, we're going to be attacking Town Hall 3s, and 3-starring will not be as common as it has been right now. And once we get the laboratory, we're going to try to be upgrading those troops as soon as possible. So you'll see I've been experimenting with 3 giants, 2 giants. I would say 2 giants is the best way to go, but then I found this base with 15,000 loot in it. More than that. Went for the mortar right away. Kind of made a mistake by placing my barbs before the mortar was actually knocked out. But it was all good in the end, because look at the amount of loot that is in this base. Obviously, we didn't get too far on this base. I don't believe. No, never mind. Okay. It is a Town Hall 3, and it looks like they are pretty far ahead. You can see their storages are upgrading, too. And they're absolutely filled to the brim. Town Hall had some loot in it as well. Our storages are practically full at this point. And the cleanup is super slow with 30 space and troops. And Town Hall 3, you get an extra army camp, so you'll be able to hold around, I believe, 70 troops or 80 troops. But you'll see we have all the gold stole, so I just left this base. The cleanup was just so long. We just left. We did get our biggest raid, though, of about 14,000 loot. A couple more achievements, getting those gems stacked up. We're just about at 400. And we're almost maxed out. Upgrade that archer tower. And you'll notice, came back to the barracks finishing and the arrow tower, or what the heck, archer tower. I always mix it up. But you'll see we have just a barrack and the cannons. So we're really getting close to maxing out our town hall. We'll do this attack. We're practically full on storages. I don't know why we decided to attack, but it'd be nice to fill up our loot before we upgrade the town hall. So we have a ton of loot in the pumps and mines. I attacked a town hall 3 that must have just upgraded. Pretty new town hall 3. It was a very easy base to defeat. One thing a lot of noobs that just start out don't realize is that you should protect your defenses so that you can knock out the enemy troops before they get to your loot. A lot of people fail to do that, and that is why. So that's why we got the 3-star here. It's super slow cleanup, and it's really, really boring to sit through this. But once we get to Town Hall 3, we'll have a little better cleanup with like 2 army camps and like 75 space of troops. 70, I think it's 70. But yeah, you'll see here. We come back, other cannons getting upgraded, the last upgrade for the cannon. And then right after that, we'll be able to get right into our town hall. Here's another good base I found. The fact that this guy, he really knew how to make a base, and this is my prime mistake here. I did not think that the barbs were going to go to the right side. And this is why you see me absolutely fail this base. This is actually, I believe it's my first loss at a base. And it was just disgusting. We got some loot, but it was stupid on my part. Got another achievement. Now, getting really close to maxing out. Once that cannon's done, we'll be able to upgrade the town hall. I believe it's an hour-long upgrade. Yep, here we go. The town hall to level 3. You'll notice we get an army camp as well. Here I was looking for a base and found this. Didn't really think about it too much. We don't need anything except for a little bit of gold, and I was kind of just doing this for fun. Now, you'll see my screen is flipping over. Those giants actually, when you use 2 of them and you have low-level defenses, they're going to die off. They're not going to die off for a while. But this was just barely a 0-star. We still got some loot. I don't really care about it. I need to drop trophies. You can see I'm pretty high in trophies for a Town Hall 2. You'll see I'm using 3 giants now. Later on, I think I'll go back into using the Barch strategy. You'll notice we are now Town Hall 3. And... sorry. And I just sit there and admire its beauty. Town Hall 3. You're only going to be Town Hall 3 once on this glory account. Now, there's an achievement, gives you 5 gems. Later on, the achievements are probably, and I really hope they're going to give me more gems, because I need to get 500 for the 3rd builder. You'll see I start on the army camps right away. That is probably the first thing you should do. I actually should have probably built my other one. I believe I did that, actually. Maybe not. But, yeah. Upgrade your army camps. They give you... That's the biggest advantage of lower level town halls, is getting that army camp upgraded, that 2nd army camp built, because that's another 30 space, 25 space. You'll see some of these, most of these bases are Town Hall 3 now. Here's a Town Hall 4, I believe, I found, with a ton of loot. And I thought, you know what, let's take this base. It was a retarded idea, but I just wanted to pick off some loot. And I kind of did, but it was a failure. As you've seen a lot of failures in the past with me. Like, going for bases way too hard for my 30 troops. It was an absolutely stupid attack here. But managed to get some loot. As in, like, couple thousand elixir, but I was really hoping for more. They had a lot of loot there up for grabs. Once we get our second army camp, that will be a game changer for us. For now, we're just going to be sticking to Town Hall 2s. I found this base right away, and I decided, let's not do it, even though it had 4,000 elixir and it was a Town Hall 2. Don't know why I skipped that one, but I found this, and I thought, you know what, this is a lot of loot. But it's a Town Hall 3 with a mortar in the center. I went for it anyways. It was another kind of one of those dumb attacks I did, just for the loot, kind of sniping the loot. I still don't know why I was using giants. It was a retarded idea. But their clan castle did have some loot. While my giants were kind of tanking the splash, we did manage to pick up some of the gold and elixir. Most of it was in the storages though, so as you see, obviously another failed attack, but we're dropping trophies as a good thing, because we do have a lot of trophies for a Town Hall 2, because we've been attacking a lot. I've been very active on this account. You can see we're using 2 giants now. That's kind of been what we've been sticking to. And yeah, this is when I thought, you know what, this giant strategy is retarded. It's stupid. So I went back to Barch, and this is probably the strategy I'm going to be using up until Town Hall 4 when I get balloons. Okay, you'll see our storages give us 16,000 apiece, and that's just not enough. We need to fix that number pretty quickly. You'll notice we're using Barch now, and this strategy is probably better than any other for the lower town halls. You play the barbs, and you'll let the archers kind of take down the defenses that are behind walls, and then the barbs tank for your archers. And it's a very good strategy. You'll see I got a ton of loot from this, and it was a pretty easy attack. Better than using giants, because you only get to use 15 barbs, like 20 barbs and 2 giants, and that's not as good as having archers in the back while your barbs are the ones tanking. You'll see I got this 3-star. The barbs kind of tank for the archers the whole time, so the archers are mostly the ones alive at the end here during cleanup, but you'll see that we did get the 3-star. Picked up a decent amount of loot. I believe like a couple thousand of each resource, which is nice. You'll see here, Clan Castle is finally rebuilt. This is kind of what we've been needing. We needed to join a clan so we can get hog riders and some stuff like that. Hog riders are a big thing for offense because they take out defenses right away, so that you can just play Barch and just completely wreck bases. You'll see I found this request and leave clan, and I did join it, and I requested, and for some reason I was kicked. I was kicked from this clan. I requested, but I was kicked. You don't really see it because I was offline. Right after I paused the recording, I was kicked. So you'll see I joined a different clan after that. I did kind of shout out the clan, and really pissed me off that I got kicked, because there was some high level people in there. There was some Town Hall 13s in there with some good troops. Probably level 5 or more hog riders. I don't really know, because I've never been past Town Hall 9. Don't know how high hog riders can get. But yeah, you'll see I'm in a new clan, And these guys actually do donate. Better clan than I had before, where I just got kicked right away. You'll see I have the new army camp built, and I hold 50 housing space worth of troops, and that is perfect. We're going to keep upgrading those. We got an army trained, so we can have a nice spread out unit of Barch. Most of the attacks I used all the troops, and that's kind of how it's been. I've been focusing more on Town Hall 3s more than Town Hall 2s. I found this base. It looked like he knew how to play. Knew how to make a base, but I was about to attack it, and then I changed my mind right last second. I probably could have picked off some loot, but probably not gotten the 50%. So I found this Town Hall 2 with a lot of elixir, which was the only resource that I need is elixir for those army camps. So you'll see it's just a normal Barch attack, and it's really, really good with 50 troops. Like, it's almost a guaranteed win on any Town Hall 2. But you'll see that we move into Town Hall 3s really soon. You'll see these attacks just get easier and easier. So we're raising trophies so fast because we're kind of targeting the Town Hall 2s. So we're only going to be seeing Town Hall 3s later on after we keep attacking these. I actually didn't take this because I didn't have the patience to break the... No, I did take it. I took this. I had the patience to break those builder huts. Luckily, there was only 2 and not 4. You got the star bonus, which is 10,000 of each resource. Pretty crazy. 10,000 of each resource in the treasury. That is pretty game-changing, considering I'm only getting maybe a couple thousand of each on raids. At most. Every once in a while I'll get a lucky attack, but here I logged back on. This was in the night. I started an upgrade, or not an upgrade, I built the mortar overnight. We got the army camps maxed out, pimped out army camps. Now, I went ahead and I built the rest of these, buildings. I forgot the word for some reason. You'll notice that little silver pass is giving us a pretty good amount of loot. The farther we're getting, the more loot it's giving. I know later on it does give quite a few more than 25,000, but that is definitely going to be good for us later on. I really need to start focusing on these storages. You'll see I got attacked a few times in the night. I won actually a couple attacks, even though I didn't really focus on a base. I really wanted to centralize my mortar, but I was kind of lazy at the time. However, I did get a donation for Hog Riders, and I didn't even use them on defense. I used them on offense. I used them on defense, not offense. So they did kill off all these goblins and giants. And he did manage to pick off quite a bit of loot. You can tell I had so much from the collectors, because my collectors are actually at high level. And I also had some in the clan castle that he didn't manage to get. You'll notice he also had clan castle troops. Last second here he goes, I'm just going to place these barbs right in front of the Hog Riders. They didn't do anything against the Hog Riders. So, we managed to get that win. You'll see here, I'm going to build the rest of these buildings, and then later on we're going to start making a Town Hall 3 base that is actually pretty good. It's kind of messy, but you'll see that centralizing the mortar in next episode, you'll see the attacks that we have had. Centralizing the mortar is the way to go when you're making bases. You'll see I built all these walls. I will put them on the base later on. But the collectors are really starting to supply so much that my storages are filling up. You'll notice I'm trying to make a base here. Mortar is going to be centralized so that the splash is protected, so that if anybody uses giants, they're going to go for the buildings on the outside of the mortar that aren't surrounded by walls. So the mortar will be probably the last building to be finished off, and that is just overpowered because it's just going to be splash damaging. There's practically no way you can 3-star unless you use wall breakers or something like that. It would be pretty hard to 3-star this base. I'll tell you that. I did put walls around this as well, and I didn't put much on top. I put a lot on the sides and bottom. Just surrounded the base. I do have level 1 walls that I will be upgrading, and there are walls to get to level 3 as well. And I don't think I'll focus much on that as much as my storages. But you'll notice I did run out of walls pretty quickly. You only got 50. It's enough to get the defenses centralized and surrounded. But I did have some troubles with the walls. I was just being actually stupid. I moved the town hall over a bit. Kind of got it a little symmetrical, just to make it look a little better, but yeah, you'll see I was really stupid with the placement of that town hall. It's off center and it looks really, really bad, but trust me, this is a good base. Should be really nice to defend with. It's a nice farming base as well because these storages are on the inside. I do believe I have an elixir storage that's kind of on the outside, but yeah, place all these collectors and barracks and army camps. I put the bombs kind of on the inside by the storages. I don't really care about the bombs. They're kind of useless. It's only one single bomb. It's enough to like get a little bit of damage off like some barbs, but it's really not much. You'll see I've kind of placed a lot of buildings, a lot of them on the side, and that is just so that there's no way to get to the mortar before getting distracted on some other building. I would say that's a pretty good base. It'd be a lot better if I did start upgrading these defenses, but you only get 4 of them. It's not much of a big deal. I would rather focus on getting these storages upgraded first and stuff like that. I did one more attack to end the day, and I thought this would be a nice base to attack. You know, it's plain and simple. I did have troubles with that mortar though, because there was one collector on the top that distracted all the barbs and archers. So I made sure to kill that as soon as I could with at least as few troops as I possibly could. I did kind of have troubles with it. I did get splashed with a lot of damage, but I placed the archers around the mortar, and then I placed the rest of my barbs on the bottom side, followed by the rest of the archers as well. I figured I was not going to get a 3-star. I did not get a 3-star. But there is a lot of loot to pick up. I already have maxed out gold. And I'm getting very close to the maxed out elixir. It's very easy to cap out. And that is my problem with lower level, is that the collectors are so overpowered that they kind of just get in the way of things because you're always filled up. And that kind of ruins the fun for attacking because you can't exactly attack when you're capped out on loot. There's no point. It's just a waste of time. You'll see here, I got into the base, but there was a bomb. It didn't do much, but right now, the cannon is really, really, really getting on my nerves with this town hall. You'll see I I played this at 1 time speed. I did not mean to play this at 1 time speed, but I guess I did. Don't know how I did. It's a slow attack, but I was really worried about getting that town hall because it had a lot of loot in the town hall. You'll see I have about 3 archers left, 2 archers left. Here we got the last archer, last 2 archers actually. We have 1 archer left, and the last shot he takes actually breaks the town hall, so we get the 2-star and the loot. It's a pretty cool battle. Not the most loot ever, but it definitely did help. I upgraded these storages to end the day, and we'll see you in episode 3. Hopefully I'll do some off-camera work. See ya.